a young female ranger, has worked at the Wong Conservation Area in Zimbabwe for 2 years. She is dedicated to all aspects of wildlife. With a professional approach, Ella consistently acts with confidence, calmness, and a deep affection for animals. She regularly guides international tours and monitors the health of the animals. The entire reserve knew Ella as a quiet yet courageous protector. That morning, Ella was assigned to lead a group of 5 American visitors on a tour of the reserve. The group was excited to experience African wildlife for the first time. Ella drove her familiar red Land Cruiser, pointing out animals as they moved. People were thrilled to see herds of antelopes, hornbills, and some wild elephants from a distance. When the car stopped in the middle of the grassland, Ella invited everyone to get out and take pictures with the friendly baboons. One monkey even climbed onto the bus, making the passengers laugh and wave. The sun cast a golden glow across the fields, creating a peaceful and friendly atmosphere around the red car. Ella spoke passionately about the ecological role of baboons in the ecosystem. The group listened, recorded, and asked many interesting questions about the wildlife. However, that peace was suddenly broken by a scream from behind the car. A female guest shouted that she saw 2 baboons dragging another. Ella immediately turned around, signaled for the car to stop, and told everyone to stay quiet and observe. The 2 monkeys stood looking at the unconscious female monkey lying stretched out on the dry ground. Ella frowned, carefully got out of the car, and gestured for the passengers to keep their distance. She approached and knelt down to check the injured female monkey's condition. There were deep bite marks on the monkey's body, with blood still oozing slightly. The 2 monkeys standing nearby looked worried, constantly looking into Ella's eyes, waiting. Ella guessed that the monkey had been attacked by hyenas but was pulled away by the other 2. The monkey's eyes were closed and its belly was slightly bulging. She realized it was pregnant. A guest asked if it could be saved, his eyes full of hope. Ella thought for a few seconds, then nodded firmly and went back to the car to get the first aid kit. She pulled out bandages, antiseptic syringes, and clean towels. Visitors gathered from a distance. No one said anything. Everyone watched her every action. She gently touched the monkey's body, checked its pulse, and began first aid. The other 2 baboons did not interfere, as if they knew she was helping their kind. Ella cleaned the wound with salt water and then gently disinfected it with a cotton swab soaked in medical solution. A white bandage was wrapped around the monkey's chest to stop the bleeding. She injected a mild dose of stimulant and antibiotic into the monkey's arm. The monkey remained motionless, breathing weakly, but Ella knew it was not dead and still had a chance to live. A guest whispered, "She acts like a doctor. It is amazing." Ella checked the heartbeat again with a mini stethoscope, still hopeful. She placed the monkey on its side to make it easier to breathe, gently holding its head with her hand. 2 baboons stood nearby, watching intently, as if guarding and praying. The air around the car was strangely quiet. Everyone seemed to hold their breath. After a while, the monkey moved its legs, then weakly opened its eyes. Everyone was overwhelmed with emotion when they saw it start breathing steadily and trying to sit up. Ella smiled slightly, her eyes sparkling with emotion. She added a little more water to the bottle and placed it close to the monkey's mouth for it to drink. The monkey took a few sips and looked around, realizing 2 of its group members were standing nearby. It crawled to its companions, pressing its face against one shoulder as a wordless thank you. Everyone was about to get on the bus to continue their journey when a growling sound was heard from a distance. A pack of hyenas was approaching, their eyes glowing red and their mouths wide open in a mad laugh. Ella immediately signaled for everyone to get into the car, her voice stern but calm. She stood by the car door, arms outstretched, ensuring the safety of the passengers. The 3 hyenas rushed forward first, surrounding the girl within a few meters. Ella did not move, trying to keep calm against the roars and stalking footsteps. A hyena pounced on her but stopped when it saw she was not afraid. Everyone in the car panicked. One person yelled for her to get back in the car, but she still stood there, holding her position like a living shield. The hyenas began to hiss and move closer, their footsteps creating terrifying pressure. Grass flew as they moved into a pounce position. Ella's face was tense, her hands gripping the car door frame tightly, not taking her eyes off the wild animals. She knew that if she ran, everything would become more chaotic and dangerous. In the most dangerous moment, a loud scream came from behind. Everyone turned and was amazed at what was happening behind the car. Two baboons climbed onto the roof of the car, baring their teeth and growling in defiance of the hyenas. One slapped the roof of the car, creating a loud sound that echoed across the grassland. The hyenas paused, hesitant at the unexpected surprise. The screams of the monkeys rang out from afar like a signal to attack. A whole troop of monkeys emerged from the trees, shouting and rushing to protect Ella. The hyenas initially growled, but then slowly retreated in the face of overwhelming numbers and momentum. The monkeys were not afraid, surrounding and protecting the girl like a member of the herd. Ella stood still, her eyes filling with tears as she realized she was being protected in return. The passengers in the car looked out with eyes unable to believe what they had just witnessed. The last of the hyenas turned and walked away, disappearing into the tall grass. No one was injured. Everyone stood still for a few seconds in shock and surprise. Ella walked over to the baboon sitting on the roof of the car and gently stroked its head. She whispered thanks, her eyes and smile full of affection. The two remaining monkeys ran around the car, as if happy to have saved the person. It was a beautiful moment of connection between humans and wildlife. Ella helped everyone calm down and wave goodbye to the baboons. The monkeys responded with cheerful cries, then slowly turned back toward the deep forest. The wounded monkey looked at her one last time, then followed the herd, still walking weakly. Visitors kept telling each other about every thrilling moment they had just experienced. Ella drove away, her heart still filled with silent emotions. A female passenger sitting behind whispered, "She is truly the hero of today." The afternoon sunlight slanted gently across the grassland like a golden greeting. On the way back, everyone laughed and discussed the unprecedented experience. Ella occasionally glanced at the rearview mirror, following the path the monkeys had disappeared down. She knew that in her heart, she had just gained a wordless family in this wilderness. Dear friend, thank you for taking the time to follow this story. Do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.